I move toward him with the axe in one hand, and with my other, I button up the raincoat. "Hey, Halberstam," he asks, managing to slur both words. "Hey, Halberstam." "Yes, Owen," I say, drawing near. "Why are there, copies of the style section all over the place?" he asked tiredly. "Do you have a dog? A chow or something?" "No, Owen." I move slowly around the chair until I'm facing him, standing directly in his line of vision, and he's so drunk he can't even focus in on the axe. He doesn't even notice once I've raised it high above my head. Or when I change my mind and lower it to my waist, almost holding it as if it's a baseball bat, and I'm about to swing it at an oncoming ball, which happens to be Owen's head. Owen pauses, then says, "Anyway, I used to hate Iggy Pop, but now that he's so commercial, I like him a lot better than..." The axe hits him mid-sentence straight in the face, its thick blade chopping sideways into his open mouth, shutting him up. Paul's eyes look up at me, then involuntarily roll back into his head, then back at me, and suddenly his hands are trying to grab at the handle, but the shock of the blow has snapped his strength. There's no blood at first, no sound either, except for the newspapers under Paul's feet kicking and rustling, tearing. Blood starts to slowly pour out of the sides of his mouth shortly after the first chop, and when I pull the axe out, almost yanking Owen out of the chair by his head, and strike him again in the face, splitting it open, his arms flailing at nothing, blood sprays out in twin brownish geysers, staining my raincoats. This is accompanied by a horrible momentary hissing noise, actually coming from the wound in Paul's skull, places where the bone and flesh no longer connect, and this is followed by a rude farting noise caused by a section of his brain which due to pressure forces itself out, pink and glistening, through the wound in his face. He falls to the floor in agony, his face just gray and bloody except for one of his eyes, which is blinking uncontrollably. His mouth is a twisted red-pink jumble of teeth and meat and jawbone. His tongue hangs out of an open gash on the side of his cheek, connected only by what looks like a thick purple string. I scream at him only once. "Fucking stupid bastard! Fucking bastard!" I stand there waiting, staring up at the crack above the Anika that the superintendent hasn't fixed yet. It takes Paul 5 minutes to finally die. Another 30 to stop bleeding.